Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 16, round number 19 of the championship today. Welcome to the United States Grand Prix here from the fabulous Circuit of the Americas, this excellent facility here in Austin, Texas. You've been greeted with this black screen. Bear with me while I quickly correct that. Sorry, I was using stuff from my project in the week. We're here. Hello. This is what we recognise. Welcome to a quite cloudy Austin, Texas here today. I'm your host, Zach RC. Alongside me once again is Touchby Pope. Pope, welcome to the stream. And today is a special occasion, is it not?
It is. It's your 100th Grand Prix, so happy birthday to Zach for hitting the mighty 100. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you here, and I'm sure it will last a very, very long time. Hopefully another 100 minimum.
Is that what you expect out of me, yeah?
Yeah, so that's part of your contract, mate. I don't know if you've read the small print, but it's part of your contract. So,
I'm afraid no. I couldn't find my glasses that day, so I'm still sort of struggling to. I have to look back over that thing. But regardless, it's Grand Prix 100, and we have a full grid here today, which should be very exciting indeed. Now, I will point out that of course, this isn't the 100th race since I started commentating here, because I have missed Grand Prix here and there, but this is the 100th one to be streamed on the Zach RC channel, and it's been an absolute pleasure commentating for everyone so far, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the first 100, whether this is your first Grand Prix or Grand Prix 99. Welcome along. How you guys all doing today? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. But enough about me. I won't toot my own horn any longer. We'll get on with qualifying, and I'll keep my eye on Imri here, Pope, as he goes down the DRS straight. He's got a special helmet on today. He's got red, white, and blue there for the stars and stripes of the United States, but he's not gone for the actual US helmet, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, no, I always love doing that. I'll always try to match a helmet. I don't do it that often, but when it's a very special race, I'll always match my helmet. I like that. I like the personalisation from the driver's side. The number means something to these drivers, and their helmet is personalisation, and it's the only bit of customisation we actually get in the game. So I'm glad that Imri has fully utilised that, and yes, not used the official US helmet.
Well, let's keep an eye on the Ferrari here as he comes around to complete his outlap. Do you want to take us on a lap of the Circuit of the Americas, Pope, once again?
I would love to do that. Out of turn 19, going through 20, want to set this up right. When I use all the limit, which he does, you want to ride those two left-hand tyres on that white line. A big old straight now into turn 1. You've got a DRS activated. You're going to see a lot of moves diving up the inside into this lovely hairpin of turn 1. Now we get into a very difficult section of the track. Turn 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The rest of sector 1 is all an S section. Very easy to go over the white line, invalidate your lap time. I'm sure we'll see some drivers in the race and in this qualifying session as well. Turn 7 is the left-hander, and up is 8 and 9. Fantastic set of corners. You're really using all the weight transfer in that car, and it does make you feel like you are about to slide. Turn 10 and 11. 11 is this hairpin here going onto the long DRS straight. We have a very long straight here at Texas, and it is absolutely fantastic to ride in the dirty air of that car, pull out and make a dive bomb down the inside of turn 12. You also see the speed trap is at the end of this straight, just about here before that braking zone of 12. That's sector 2 done. Sector 3, turn 13 and 14. This is the most technical part of the track. This is where you have to utilise downforce, which is very different to sector 2, which is a lot of long straights. Going out of 15, they're very easy to spin up the tyres, especially later on in the Grand Prix. 16, 17 and 18, you can see the Verstappen. I don't know if they got it in the game, but the Verstappen on the inside, where Verstappen made a move on Kimi Räikkönen. Turn 19 is that left-hander. Make sure you don't invalidate. It's very easy to do that around this circuit. And turn 20, set it up, get the car as straight as possible. 1:32.0, 7 tenths faster than Flying Duck. What a lap by Imri.
Fantastic start for the Ferrari drivers. He continues to chase higher places in the Drivers' Championship. Of course, currently sitting at MP3. I believe there is still a chance that he can actually overhaul Landor for second place should things fall apart for the Williams driver. But for the most part, Landor will be focusing on chasing our championship leader, Salve Grumio, who seems primed and ready to run for his 7th Drivers' Championship from 16 seasons of RDL history. That's mad to think about. He's won almost half the titles that this league has ever contested. Isn't that a fantastic stat?
It's incredible. It just shows you how good he actually is. Like, when you say 6 titles, everyone's like, Hamilton 7, Schumacher's won 7. Like, there is a lot there, but we've only been here for 16. This is our 16th season, and winning 7 of them is absolutely incredible. As he pips Imri by just over a tenth of a second. in a Williams sandwich right now is Imri, but ahead of Landlord by a significant margin as well. 5 times Landlord's going to really need to bring up that pace to stop any chance of
hello.
getting that 7th. As Cott goes even faster. What a lap there by Cott, the previous winner of this Grand Prix.
And it is the usual suspects here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same guys we saw racing each other hard last time at Qatar. Of course, Imri winning on that occasion, but Cott was up there throughout the race, led the majority of the way, only to be overhauled by Imri in the second stint. And those two went on a climactic race for the victory. Behind them, there were struggles for the Williams cars further back. A rare struggle from those two drivers. If I have to take a look at my results from last week, of course, 6th place for Grumio and 7th for Landlord. The penalty Grumio had, of course, playing into the hands of the cars behind, and Landlord just got shuffled back late on.
Even with that unfortunate race for the Williams team, they are still able to wrap up the Constructors' Championship here if they outscore Red Bull by 3 points. So that is really, really big, and then it just puts it down to that Drivers' Championship, which is looking in Grumio's way. I'm probably going to say it is going to go to Grumio for the 7th time in this league, but that would be incredible if it does, I will have to say.
The odds are stacked heavily in the favour of the record champion, it has to be said. And of course, in terms of those Red Bulls, Wisburn on the grid tonight, the lone full-time driver, James, I believe, who is demoted to reserve since the last time he was on the grid. To my knowledge, I could be wrong with that, but
you are correct, yeah.
So we
after
are
Japan.
Ah, right, okay, I see. So taking his seat is Badman, who of course returned to full-time driving with us recently. Obviously good to see him back. I see one of the Red Bulls coming out the pit lane now. That will be Wisburn. So the hopes of anyone overhauling Williams and the constructors all ride on that one driver in that Red Bull who was thrust into that car mid-season. Now is the task of trying to keep his team in the constructors' hunt, but I think it looks like a foregone conclusion at this point, Pope.
Yeah, it'd be very, very hard for Wisburn, but never say never. I mean, look at last race in Qatar. What a crazy race that was. I mean, one of the Red Bulls, Fuggy Ferguson, not here with us this evening, got a podium last time out.
He did?
An incredible result after his return to full-time driving. So the Red Bull team have really made leaps and bounds, have had great drivers throughout this season, even with some of them no longer racing with us here in RDL. But they're still pushing, and they've still got the pace. They've got the pace in the car, and Wisburn's a fantastic driver. A podium, I think 2 podiums for Wisburn, if I'm correct.
I want to say you are, yes. 2 podiums, one in Monza and one in Japan.
Exactly. So like they've got the pace in the car, and Wisburn's got the pace as well. So never say never, but it will be very hard. Greenville's always been very good here around Kota.
He's always been fantastic. We've had some brilliant races here in the past. I think back to I believe it was Che Oliver who took victory here in season 14, which was the last Kota race we streamed on this channel. So that was a fantastic race in itself, as he pushed Grumio to the limit for what turned out to be his 6th Drivers' Championship. It wasn't to be for Che in the end. Of course, we've seen Che here and there a few times since, but unable to recapture that form that took him as far as he did against our record champion. Flying Duck there in P5, of course, one of 2 drivers yet to score points this season. Of course, Flying Duck has scored, but he's yet to score as a full-time driver. That's the crucial thing. He's in the AlphaTauri, and the other one who's yet to score is Red Jay in the Ferrari, who of course has been with us since Miami, Pope, which feels like a long time ago at this point. So the wait continues for Red Jay. Perhaps today could be his day.
Yeah, it'd be really good for Red Jay if he is able to get some points on the board, especially, as I always keep saying, we're pushing now. We're in the last 4 races of the season. We're going to be pushing to the area where sign-ups are going to be starting up for next season. So you've got to really impress these other drivers on the grid, and then obviously making sure you get yourself in a good team come the draw.
Oh, Badman with a penalty there. He's got 5 places for a collision with Gaming James. Look, I can't help but think I might be seeing damage on that Mercedes there. If I have a look, he's got an end plate missing. James appears unscathed for the most part. Obviously,
yeah, James is going to settle for another lap.
I see him go. He's only that. Like, yes, he's about to go again. It's James. So I imagine that there wasn't any damage for him there. At least anything that limits him too much in that respect. We'll keep an eye on him as he goes around here. Look to try and get himself into a good starting spot. Of course, we've seen James. He's been very good this season, given the amount of races he has in the league. He's done fantastically so far. Of course, Scott was up there scoring points early on and very nearly took the victory in Zandvoort just a couple of months ago and but again was overhauled, as many have been in this league, by our record champion.
Indeed. I'm just going back to that Badman and Gaby James incident. How ironic that the person that took the Mercedes seat had a collision with the former Mercedes driver.
Oh, conspiracies abound.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to please our conspiracy theorists here at RDL.
We have conspiracy theorists?
Yeah, Huggy Bear.
Oh, right. Hello, Huggy. Hello, Huggy. If you're watching, I apologise for my co-commentator's behaviour. I'll make sure he doesn't do it again.
I said rose. It's already heard.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing. Pope, do you want to explain to us what you're doing tonight?
So, celebrating the 100th stream, I'm having half a bottle of rose that I've left over because I couldn't afford a Jack Daniels, even though it's America. I couldn't afford JD and Coke, so I thought, you know what, I've got rose. Why not drink it? So we are going to be very happy during this stream, no doubt. Yeah. And yes, I drink wine. And what? Who gives a shit?
Oh,
sorry,
see, he's getting to already. Oh, there may be a tad bit more unprofessionalism, a tad less professionalism tonight than we are used to. But you know what? We've had 99 races of being as professional as we possibly can. So and plus it's America. This is party central, as we know when Pope sang a very poor party in the USA
that
last
was
season.
Fantastic.
It was very good. I'll give you that. With that in mind, Pope, because you've been in the commentary box a little while, and as we do reach race 100, while you haven't been here for all 100, some of them you've been on the track, some of them you've been here, what would you say has been your favourite race out of all of them? I ask you because it's harder for me to pick. It's harder for me to pick because I've got 100 to choose from, or 99 rather.
Yeah, I've got a lot thinking about it now.
You've got about 40, maybe 45 races to choose from.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it just?
You have to give me 2 seconds on that. I'd have to go back through the streams, which you can see on the Zach RC channel.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe.
I don't plug myself when he does it.
I'll get back to you before we start the formation lap.
Excellent. Grumio goes fastest there. He tops the time on 1 minute 31.5. Cott, Imri, Flying Duck there in P4. Landlord, all of them in the pits right now. Gaming James up to P6. Fan, your reigning champion, still sitting there in P7. Only reigning champion for a few rounds more, ladies and gentlemen. He hasn't got long to go before that title defense comes to an end. Of course, McLaren still looking to push and overhaul Williams in the constructors. Williams overhaul Alfa Romeo in the constructors championship there. Let's see if they can do it. Quite a gap there. We're looking at about 26 points between the two teams, but anything could happen in these late stages of the season. I have to wait and see. It's BJ, of course, pushing for a higher place. He's currently sitting 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Fan is down in 9th, but it's quite a slim pack there between those guys. So it could be any of those guys who end up higher up in the order. I see that we have Alvar on the grid tonight. I believe he's another reserve for us today. No, there is no Lycon, but Alvar, of course, I've mentioned him a number of times in recent weeks as we get towards this late stage of the season, and he loves these few tracks, the late stage of the season. Season 14, he came back and he took the lead, I believe, in the Williams away from the Aston Martins of Grumio and Landlord back in the day. So he's led an RDL Grand Prix at this circuit before. So don't be surprised to see him up front later on. But right now, is it 1 minute 33.2, which puts him P13 on the scoring pile on there. So we'll see if he's got anything else left in the bag. But it looks like he'll be going for perhaps another lap later on. But he's going to get back to the pits first. Pope, can you hear us? Can you give us any updates so far?
I'm still here, yeah.
Any updates?
I didn't even realise Alvar was here. What a nice little return. Fantastic, and yeah, like you say, really good around these last few circuits.
I think we just sort of looked at full grid for the stream started and just thought, okay, well, the majority these will be all full-time drivers.
Yeah, I completely forget that. I mean, I don't think we've seen Alvar.
I haven't seen him in quite a while.
I don't think we've seen him this season at all.
I don't believe so either.
So yeah, great little race, and in that AlphaTauri has seen a lot of drivers this season.
Yeah, some of them slightly better than the others.
Exactly, thank you. Hopefully that's being mentioned that I'm one of the better ones.
No, that's not at all what I meant.
After all, I mean, I am a champion, season 11 champion.
Yeah, don't take your note. That's my job. This is my moment, Pope. I've done it to the 100 rate.
Oh dear. But yeah, no, it's really nice to see.
Ooh, time in the pit lane for Grumio. I mean, we are reaching the last few minutes of the session, but that's a questionable choice from the record champion, as he seems to think that lap's good enough. Anything could
It's
still
bold.
change.
It is bold. That's nearly 3 tenths advantage on Cot, which can be gained, especially if Cot was kind of just being a little bit hesitant. Remember these last few laps in qualifying, you pushed the car to the absolute limit, you used the track to its absolute limit. So it'll be interesting to see if Cot's able to find nearly over 3 tenths of a second, but I'm not too sure it's going to be quite hard as... Ooh, I think Landlord may have been on a lap there.
Oh, and he's been held by
has
Cot.
Just blocked it. That could be a penalty going Cot's way.
Potentially,
That's not looking good at all for Cot from my view. Anyway, definitely was on a lap for Landlord.
I see Fan. Just coming on to that lap, he's there. He's got the Red Bull behind him. That Red Bull being Wisburn is also on that lap, so those guys are all safe. Only 2 cars actually on time laps right now. Those cars are Lucky Lambert's Aston Martin, Landlord's Williams. Landlord is 4 seconds down because of that cover off, and Lucky is 30 seconds back. So I imagine he must let some of these guys through, but perhaps lining up for another lap. We'll see what he's got in store. A minute and a half left to go, Pope. I think if you want to be going on one last lap, you want to get out the pit. You want to be out of the pits by now. So I think everyone on the track here should be able to set
easily.
time.
Yeah, everyone that's on track now, everyone is in pits, would not be getting a lap. A lot of drivers out though. We're going to see a big queue going into the end of Sector 3 here. You can already see it forming. I think with an Aston Martin of JB kind of leading it, and then you've got Red Bull of, I want to say, is Gaming James behind. So all these drivers are in a real big old queue. So if one driver makes a mistake, this could be very bad for the rest of the pack.
We'll see what happens. 1 minute left to go on the clock here. I imagine that everyone will get round in time. There are some guys further back I think could struggle a little bit, a bit more jeopardy for those guys. I see Flying Duck on his way around. Of course, he's P4 right now, doing a fantastic job. Of course, we said he's one of the 2 not yet to score a full-time point, but I mean he's in a good position to try and do it. And Landlord has pulled it into the pit lane, I think, and he's calling this session there too. Both Williams cars calling it early in qualifying. Landlord hasn't got time for another lap, so he's going to call it there. P5 at best, and he's got some work to do here because he is almost a full second down on his teammate. The driver is meant to be chasing for the World Championship. Cot, Imri, and Flying Duck. Those are your main guys to keep an eye on here. Looks like Flying Duck was up in the first sector last time round. He's always 3,000s up on his first run, on his first sector. Last few cars corner towards the line. I see one of the Mercedes there. The AlphaTauri there too. That's Alvar coming out the last corner. Will he make it in time? He's got an Alpine behind him. Looking for that checkered flag. Alvar will make it. The Alpine behind won't. And that was PJ. PJ goes P10. And now we keep our eye on who will be the next car around. That'll be Gaming James' Red Bull. He's a 10th and a half up. And that could put him up in front of Landlord potentially if he can finish the job. Let's keep an eye on him here, Pope. Let's see what happens. And he's got an Alpine of Ethan through as well, just behind him.
Yeah, no, it's been very, very close and unfortunate there for the Alpine of PJ not able to...
James into third.
Yeah. James, what a lap.
James third.
Great lap from the reserve.
Ethan goes 8th, Lucky in 9th. Here comes one of the Ferraris. That's Imri off the final corner. Perhaps one of the best of exits there. It's only P4 for him. He couldn't get himself back into the top 3. Badman's retired it. JB's retired it. Several retirees in late stages here. Webbsy over the line. He goes up to P7. Fantastic effort
see
there.
Flying Ducky, who's two temps up. 2 temps up on his lap time. Will he be able to improve anymore?
He improves, but it's just not enough. Here comes Fan, though, the reigning champion. He could get himself up potentially onto that 3rd row if he can try and pip Landlord to the post in this final corner. Through turn 20 he comes and charging back towards the line. Can he do it? He goes up to P5 in front of Flying Duck too. BJ in behind.
Great lap.
Here comes BJ. I don't think he's improved. Oh, no, he has improved. P8 for a good qualifying for the McLarens here. Wisbon up to P8 now. I see an Alfa Romeo of Cot coming in high. So Grumio, that risk has indeed paid off. Grumio will start on pole for the race. But wow, what a change to qualifying there. Grumio will lead, this time will lead Cot to turn 1. Revenge for the last 2 weeks. And he'll have James, Imri, Fan, then Flying Duck following up the hill to turn 1.
Yeah, that was really, really good thing there. And last time we saw James and Imri on a track, there was a bit of a collision in Japan.
Indeed.
So,
let's be careful there.
I mean, this is looking a very, very tasty grid, I do have to say. And great to see Webbsy as well in the top 10 with both McLarens as well sitting in there, especially for Webbsy driving that Haas home race for the Haas team here in Austin, Texas.
What an occasion we have lined up for you today, folks, in about 5 minutes' time when we get underway for this Grand Prix. We'll be underway definitely before 7:30. But Grumio on pole then, it'll be caught in second place, then Gaming James third, but he gets a 5-place grid penalty, remember, for that collision with Badman, which we didn't pick up on camera, but that'll put him down to P8. So Imri will start third, they'll have Fan alongside him on row 2, then it's Flying Duck, Landlord, Wisburn, and then James will start in 8th place. Those are your point scoring places. BJ 9th, and Websy rounds at your top 10. Full grid on hand of both full-time drivers and reserves for this incredible United States Grand Prix. And we'll be back in a minute or two for the start of the race. Short intermission, we're back again, ready to go for round 19 of Season 16 in the Racers Driving League, our 100th Grand Prix stream here on the Zach RC channel. Thank you to everyone who has been watching the streams so far, and I hope you guys are ready for this one, because this could be an absolute classic, Pope. And speaking of classics, I think you're ready to tell us your favourite Grand Prix, all the ones you've been on this channel. Go ahead.
I'm going to say Season 14, Round 24. Now, if you know what that is...
I think I know what that is.
I think Zach knows what it is. It's
Can I guess what country?
Finale.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Why is that, Pope?
It's because I found Robbie Williams Angels.
There we go.
I love Robbie Williams Angels. And the race was a fantastic race. Obviously, reverse grid finales always show up and are always fantastic. But definitely, that one lives long in my memory of being one of the funniest streams I've ever participated in.
We'll take any suggestions we can get for what song Pope will sing in the last race this season. As of right now, we're unsure of the location. I'm unsure if there'll be a vote for the reverse grid finale. But it's looking, if there is no vote, it'll be looking like Abu Dhabi. And of course, Pope sung Party in the UAE last year, which was a wonderful, wonderful parody of the original song. If anyone has any suggestions down in the chat for what Pope should sing this time round, feel free to leave them down below. And if you've been here for a while, then by all means, come down in the chat. Let me know your favourite RDR moment from the first 100 races on this channel. Hopefully there will be many more to come. But in the meantime, we do have a race to run today, Pope. And judging by that qualifying session, or at least the end of that qualifying session, we're in for a classic.
We are indeed, yeah. It's going to be a real good one there. Obviously, Grumio leading Cart by, I think, just under 0.3 of a second. And here you go. On the formation lap, Zach, do what you do best and run us through those tyres.
Into the starting lap we go from the back of the grid. So starting dead last, we have on the back row Badman and Curtis. Two different choices here. Curtis looking at soft tyres. He's one of 3 starters on those Red Bull tyres. And Badman on the hards, looking to go longer into that first stint. On row 9, Connie Goblin in the Haas, yet didn't set a lap in qualifying. And Red J looking to try and score some points before he gets his first points on the board this season and of his ideal career. We wish him luck in attempting that once again. JB on row 8, he's got Shane alongside him for company in the Mercedes. Both cars on mediums here. Of course, JB looking to get some more points for Aston Martin. And so is Shane. Both those guys looking to try and get Mercedes and Aston Martin away from dead last in the table. As of right now, that place is held by AlphaTauri. But with Flying Duck up the order, there could be a chance to get themselves out of that hole and try and get some more on the board. Alvar starts P14 reserve, first appearance from this season to our knowledge. He's always been fantastic. Led this race briefly in season 14. Look out for him in case you get a safety car. He's one to watch for today. PJ Khaled starts from P13, the second of the 2 Alpines. He's starting on the medium tyre. Alpine's resurgence seems to have hit a wall in recent races, but the look is try and close that gap to McLaren as best they can, or just defend from Haas, who just sit 2 points back, and Mercedes, who are 3 or 5 back. I'd say nothing's out of the question. For all we know, they could end up being that last place team at the end of the season. Anything could still happen, you never know. Lucky Lambert lines up P11. He's the lead Aston Martin going into the start. He's on the mediums. Ethan, the lead Alpine, again on mediums from P11. Looking into your top 10. Websy then, runner-up from last season in the championship and looking to try and finish the season off on a high. He's on the hard tyres. pushing the Haas team's efforts in their home Grand Prix today. BJ starts 9th, 4th place finish last time at Qatar, one to watch for today. Gaming James lines up in P8, qualified 3rd, but got a 5th place grid penalty for a collision with Padman in qualifying. Will start from P8 alongside his teammate Wisburn. The championship hopes of Red Bull hang on his shoulders. He's got to keep in front of the 2 Williams cars. If Williams outscore Red Bull by 3 points, they win the Constructors' Championship. Landlord there in P6, poor qualifying, but understands he needs 15 points back from his teammate Grumio, who rumps towards that 7th championship. Flying Duck 5th, could be AlphaTauri's main source of points today. C110P fan, P4, your reigning drivers champion, but not for much longer. Emery, last week's winner, lines up in P3 on the medium tyres. It's 2 different choices of tyres for our front row starters. Cott on the hards, Grumio on the mediums. This time it's the record champion leading Cott up the hill towards turn 1 as he vies for that record 7th Drivers' Championship. He's on his way, Pope. 15 points to the good. But we're in for an absolute treat today. After 99 Grand Prix, this could be the biggest spectacle of them all. In perhaps one of the biggest places in terms of spectacles in racing in the world. Daytona, Circuit of the Americas, all sorts of places across America holding races. And this could be a very exciting one indeed. Because we wait now for the lights. Here they come for the 100th RDL stream and the 19th round of Season 16. Lights out, foot to the floor. We are underway here in Kota. Grumio, good start over Cotton. Let's try and cover him off as they go towards turn 1. Fantastic, gets away. Found the inside looking for 2nd place to go into that very, very tight first corner. Emery on the outside of Cott there. Cott looks back inside. There's a bit of collision further back as there goes Wisburn up to P5. Fantastic start from him. He caps his Flying Duck unawares there as they make their way up towards the S's for the first time. Grumio is away by 8 tenths. Emery in 2nd. Fan 3rd. Cott in 4th. Everyone's going nice and clean, Pope. What a start from Grumio, and that's a rarity we see from him, to be honest.
Yeah, Grumio's not always been the best at race starts, but what a great start. Tyres prepared to the perfection on those mediums, and Cott obviously paying the price of going on the hard tyres early on and losing a couple of positions there. Fan in P3, great start for the McLaren as well. And Flying Duck using those soft tyres, going to try and make a move on Cott. We'll see if he makes a move down the end of the straight.
Red Bull further back all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. Landlord down to P9, not a brilliant start from him. He's out of the points, paying places. Those hard tyres not doing what he needs him to do right now. Grumio is away. As of right now, that'll bring the champion gap to 25 in the standing. That's enough for an old race win as we go back to the 25-point system next season. But right now, it's not looking good. 25 points would be a big gap to close with 3 rounds to go and just 40 points available on the season. Emery closing on Cott. Emery's got a special helmet today, as we mentioned in qualifying. He looks to try and bring that Stars and Stripes helmet to the checker flag first, if he can do it. But he's 7 tenths back from our race leader early on. Shane's P12 making a move on PJ Keller there in the Alpine. Mercedes looking to try and score some more points to get themselves closer to Haas and Alpine. 5 points separating those 3 teams as Grumio comes through to lead the first lap. He's got Emery for company, and Cott now being challenged potentially by Fan if he can get close enough. But keep an eye on Flying Duck 2 and P5.
Yeah, incredibly clean race start there. Everyone's still pretty much within a second of each other, apart from Cott. We see
Oh, there we go.
Badman can move up the inside of Curtis, just as unable to do that as we look further up the grid as well as Flying Duck gets past Fan. Those soft tyres really ramped up here and ready to go. Flying Duck is flying.
Flying indeed, living up to his name. JB getting his way around Ethan there for P14. Of course, Aston Martin needs some more points to catch up to that little trio there just in front. It's 6 points in front of Mercedes, and then it's a total of 11 overall to Alpine up front in 6th place. So anyone can still finish in that 6th spot, and any of those 5 teams could still finish 10th, you never know. Flying Duck right now is scoring 5 points for that team's efforts. That'll put him tied with Aston as it stands right now.
Yeah, it's very, very close in that Constructors' battle, and every point really does matter. As, yeah, looking at Websy trying to get some points just to close in on Alpine as well. So, yeah, really, really close for all that. And you see Lucky and Landlord having a fantastic battle here.
Just
Lucky
behind.
really using those medium tyres.
Landlord switchback though, he's down the outside.
I think he'll be able to defend though. Lucky on the inside, really easy to defend, pushing Landlord to the limits there. Fantastic move there by Aston Martin, but he is going to be vulnerable.
Oh,
there
he goes.
a bit wide. And yeah, DRS is now going to be enabled, so everyone within a second of each other will be able to use DRS come the first DRS detection point.
And that's a big train to keep an eye on. The struggles continue for Landlord then. He's down to P11. 3 places down from the points. He's 5 places off race starter, Pope. It's not been great for him. He's got plenty of time to gain things back, and this first stint will be crucial. The more he can get the tyres, perhaps go on a set of softs to the end, and potentially it'll all come down to that. 28 laps in this Grand Prix, 26 still to come your way, and Imri's closing the gap on Grumio here. He's brought it down to just over half second, so we could be looking at a lead change, Pope, in a lap or two. Keep an eye on these guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really close between those, but obviously, as I always point out, Imri tends to use the ERS a lot more than Grumio.
Yes.
So I'll be interested to see if that is played into any tactics between these two drivers. But like you say, Grumio's got 25-point advantage provisionally right now. Having a look at that, it means we have 3 more races after this.
Got to move on. So I'm going to cut you off there, Pope. We've got to move on. Flying Duck, who takes the podium place off of Cop. But I'm looking at this, Pope. Look at the AlphaTauri for me. That red light flashing already, and that could be a big concern. I'm sorry to cut you off, Pope. Please continue.
No, of course, yeah, obviously those red lights does mean he's below 10% ERS, so it's going to be really hard for Flying Duck to defend, but just look at the pace that AlphaTauri is showing, it's fantastic. But yeah, as I say, I think we have 3 races after this.
Yes.
So, if he has a 25-point advantage, Grumio only needs to outscore him by 5 points, and he wins the championship next race.
And that would be absolute mega scenes for Grumio if he can extend his own record, which already stands 3 in front of his closest challenger, both in the standings this season and overall. Landlord, of course, was 3-time champion of the series, most recently coming back in season 12. It's been 4 seasons, Pope, 2 games, 2 years since he last laid claim to the elusive RDL crown. He's looking to get back next season. We'll have to wait and see if he can do that.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. I think, as the pace is showing now, even though Imri's really closed up to Grumio, that Ferrari looks like it's got immense grip through that first sector compared to that Williams. It's incredible, but going back to the point of, it's going to be really, really hard, I think, for Landlord to get this title this season, but as you say, that's a very long time without a title, so Landlord's going to come back with a vengeance next season, no doubt.
Here comes Imri closing in now. This could be our first lead change of the day, Pope. There goes Imri looking inside. He's got himself right in front. Grumio breaks early, and that allows Imri through, no questions asked whatsoever. Caught down the inside of Flying Duck. Sorry, on the outside, sorry. He was there completely looking for it. Now to the inside. He'll jump in front, take P3 back, and keep an eye on C110P fan, who, to my mind, Pope, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but has fans scored a podium this season?
I don't believe so. No,
I wouldn't say he has. I'll have a quick check.
Unfortunate season for that McLaren, but
No
I don't
podium.
think he has.
And that's
So this could be really, really good for Van, because he's in a very good spot here to fight for that podium position.
oh, red duck, Flying Duck there. A bit of a wobble there going through turn at number 19. And on Fan, of course, remember me saying very early on in the season, Pope, that Fan said to us he didn't feel as though his championship was as well earned as perhaps other drivers. And while I still disagree with that claim, I'm starting to see what I think he meant. And I've been starting to see it for a little while now. Of course, Fan is still a fantastic driver. There's no doubt about that. But of course, the circumstances in which he won the championship just haven't been there this season. But of course, he's kept on pushing. He's been helping McLaren greatly as JB gets our first time penalty of the day. And Red Jason to the pit lane here. The Ferrari driver in for a set of hard tyres. I'm not sure if he picked up damage as well. I have to wait to see.
I think he started on the softs.
He did, yes.
So tyres might be running out a little earlier than these drivers expected, which could be a huge issue for Flying Duck.
I have to keep an eye out here. See, we saw Flying Duck have a bit of a wobble there through turn 19 just less than a lap ago. We'll see if Fan can close in him at all. He's got a big train behind him. Wisburn perhaps looking for a move if he can get there. Very late on the brakes on both cars there. But everyone gets through nice and clean. BJ chasing Wisburn. He's on a Red Bull sandwich right now. James up into P8 right now. Landlord still back there in P11. Still, Lucky Lambert remains the scourge of that Williams driver as he continues to wrestle his way around the circuit. Alvar with a 3-second penalty to his own name. That's 2 penalties in 1 lap. Landlord's got away here. He's looking to the inside. And he's going to try and force his way through. He's there and pulls clear of the Aston Martin. But there'll be DRS right in play in just a few seconds. Pope, keep an eye on these guys. So we could be in for a doozy of a fight as in front of them. Yellow flag banner. That's Shane around.
Oh, so unfortunate for the Mercedes driver who's not had that much luck this season as well as he peels into the pits to hopefully probably get some new rubber on those tyres. But I think everyone's tyres are kind of rubbing a little bit more than expected. But someone who isn't is Imri, who's flown away from Grumio here.
6.5 tenths, almost 7 to the good now over the Williams. And if anyone's been a thorn in the side of the Williams cars this season, it's been Imrie. He's been consistently there. Of course, didn't have a fantastic start to the season, but once he got to Imola, he's been a machine ever since. Taken 2 wins this season. He won his second one just last week, and he's been on a vengeance. Perhaps next season he could be the one where he tries to run for that championship.
It'd be really interesting. It'd be interesting to see as well what teammate Imrie has going to next season. See, for a bid for that Constructors' Championship.
I mean, he's got the pace, just have to wait and see. I wonder perhaps if Koch could be a good matchup for him.
Indeed. I mean, that would be a crazy combination there.
Pope, would you be willing to match up with him on your return?
I mean, there's been conversations. I can't deny. But we'll have to wait and see.
Silly season afoot, as it always is here in the RDL. BJ, Flying Duck dropping back here. Duck's down to P7 now. Fan, Wisburn and BJ have all found ways around him, as Websy is now being challenged by Lan on the outside. Will this work? It looks like Websy gets in front for the minute. He stays clear of the Williams. And he's trying to welcome Gaming James right now, but Duck is really dropping back. Those soft tyres, but as you said, have worn out a lot faster than I think anyone may have expected. And Red J saw that early on and came into the pits. But Flying Duck's going to try and carry this one on for as long as he can. As behind him, Landlord gunning to the outside, looking upstairs on Websy as they run upstairs into turn 1. And now back down the stairs for turn number 2. That long sweeping right-hander towards the S's. And Landlord is still pressuring the back of that Haas, unwilling to give a single inch here. This is fantastic racing. And up front, it's still Imrie by 7 tenths.
I mean, Websy is no slouch. I mean, last season's runner-up to the championship. I love saying that because no one would have thought that. No one would have thought that going into that.
Oh, yellow flag.
As we get committed.
Curtis out.
What? Nice, a safety car.
Safety car has been deployed. And that'll be exactly the call that Flying Duck's hoping for. And I imagine Curtis would have done because he was on those soft tyres too.
Yeah, I mean, that is really played into Duck's hand as we see. The reason that I'm just looking, these drivers were so close when that safety car called out. They're all still jostling to see which driver was in front when the safety car came out. It's how close this race has been so far. It's going to get even closer as the field bunches right back up.
Very entertaining. Decisions. What do you do, Pope, in this case? Let's say you're on the medium tyres. What do you do with that? Do you stay
I'm
out?
going to pit straight for the hard tyres. I'm going to go for the hard tyres, try and take them as long as I can, and just hope the rest of the grid do the same thing as me. I think there will be another safety car in this race. I've got that hunch, but definitely pit in for those hard tyres.
See what everyone chooses to do here. Looks like both Imrie and Grumio are coming in. Crucial. Make sure you don't speed coming in. Shane's already. Oh, contact!
Ooh, contact!
And was there damage to Grumio's car? I wouldn't think so. We didn't see anything come flying off. But see if a wing change is made, and that could cost Grumio massively. Imrie's already away. Hard tyres deployed onto that Ferrari. It doesn't look like changing the wings. So it's all good for the record champion. He's away and gets out just behind. Landlord is staying out. Because he's on the hard tyres, so he can go longer in that first stint. So Landlord now goes from P10 to the lead. Everyone else in behind, making that stop. Connie Goblin stays out. It looks like Red J and Shane, I assume, will also be staying out because they've just changed their tyres too. Any big shuffles? Connie Goblin stayed out. He's up to P6. He's up inside the points paying places now. Of course, scored a couple of races ago in Japan. So looking to add to that as best he can. Flying Duck down P7.
I'm running on board with Cotton though. He's still got his final turn is off his ERS. I mean, you're going to be wanting to save that ERS as much as possible.
So yes, do that.
I don't think using ERS on the same scale is going to be that much to an advantage. But Cotton's been racing a lot longer than I have. So maybe that's a little tactic that...
Maybe he knows something you don't.
Maybe indeed. But yeah, having a look at the top 3 again. Williams sandwich for Imrie. This is going to be really tough. Obviously, you're going to expect Imrie to pass Landlord as quickly as possible. But Landlord is a very hard defender, especially when his teammates behind him. But you can remember, even though they're fighting for the championship, they are also fighting for that Constructors, and they can win it today. If the points would stay like this, they would win the Constructors Championship.
I think Williams. Sorry, go on.
So, will Landlord try and defend as much as possible to let Grumio get ahead of Imrie and then let Grumio go and trying to defend off Imrie? I'm not too sure. We'll have to see.
That's Williams right now. In terms of that Constructors, as you say, Pope, they will clinch it thanks to how they are. I think given the advantage for them, I think that more or less the best thing they can do is just sort of is to run the race and let the points stack up where they may. But it's looking as though a Grumio victory, which is what I was looking at earlier, or even a podium finish would be enough for them. But of course, Landlord will start to pit, so he'll be banking on another safety car later to perhaps give him a free stop, maybe even a virtual safety car as well, so he doesn't lose as many places. But right now, it looks as though Grumio is the favourite of those two Williams cars, as he has been for the last few races, as he continues his charge towards that 7th championship. He's come back in. Crucial decision from the champ,
damage.
From the former
there
champ.
would definitely be damage to that front wing from that Emery incident, and they weren't able to get that front wing ready.
This could be a huge turning point in the run for the championship. Grumio is looking at a stop. A soft tyre's going on, and a wing change.
Oh my lord!
I wouldn't have called the softs.
Well, he did have a fresh set of softs. That's why he retired.
He did. Perhaps this was a backup plan in some way, but whatever it is, our former champion and our record champion has been sent all the way to the back of the field with his teammate down the lead. Of course, Landlord still needs to pit, but if things will stay how they are, Landlord will close up by 10 points, bringing the championship gap down to just 5. So Grumio's got work to do, but you put a 6-time champion on soft tyres and a fresh wing and a safety car restart, and we'll see just how far he gets in a few laps time. This is the last first from now.
This is going to be incredible. I mean, we're going to probably restart on lap 10, so 19 laps after that. So there's a long time in this race left, so I'm not going to count Grumio out by any means, especially as we know he is the 6-time champion. He's the record champion of this league. It's going to be very, very impressive to see. I've just lagged a little bit. I just saw a car drive into a wall. That's not going to be able to get you any quicker. I don't know who that was, but
I don't know who it was, but you can't park there.
You can't park there. As we're about to restart, Zach, you asked me what my favourite race was. What is your favourite race out of the 100 that you've commentated on?
Man, honestly, I've been thinking about this all afternoon because I wanted to put that question to you, but honestly, I think I have to agree with you in that reverse grid finale of season 14. It was a fantastic race, and of course, you weren't there for the entire. You had to go with about 6 laps left, but you missed perhaps one of the most exciting finishes I've ever seen. Che and Landlord going at it in the last lap, taking each other out. Grumio came through after a situation not too dissimilar from this. A wing change early on for him. After starting towards the back, had to work his way through the field almost twice and managed to take the win, but then losing it to TJ on account of a penalty that he scored. And crucially, the race to avoid finishing dead last was still going on, and unfortunately it went against Williams, who 2 seasons later are on course to clinch the Constructors' title with this almost otherworldly pairing, one of which will lead us to the green flag, and the other one is at the very back. So Landlord, we'll see if he controls the restart as we can bring it perfectly back in as you get ready to stack them up, kick the fires and light the tyres once again. Landlord is away on the exit to turn 20. Oh, a bit of a slide down the restart, but he gets it away nice and clean. Enough of an advance as it is. Run away again on lap number 10, and we'll see Imri and Koch get to work. Imri looking there for a second. I thought he was going to go down the inside and try it on Landlord, but not a bit of it. But now he's there on the outside. He's within the car length of Landlord. Landlord squeezing him out a little bit. Grumio's already up in place, but Imri goes side by side with the Ferrari, with the Williams, sorry, as they push through. Oh, that's close to contact, and Kotz right there looks to pick up the scraps if he can. Have to be careful not to run into these two. This could get very, very tight indeed. Oh, Imri over the curb there. Kotz looking for second. He's going to take second. Can he take the lead off Landlord? It's been very tight indeed. It's 1 place gain for Grumio already in front of the cars, and could be a second one. He'll keep it on him. He's taken P16. What a restart from the champ. There goes, or the former champ, rather. There goes Imri to the inside. He's going to get the lead back from Landlord. What a restart, Pope. This has been absolutely insane.
So much has just happened there on both ends of the grid, but Imri's going to be under real damage as
Here comes Scott
to the side of that circuit to get any of his slipstream, and yeah, caught on those medium tyres. The arguable favourite to get the best restart is tried to maybe on Imri, made it stick, thankfully, but that's a bit of contact there, I think, between the gearbox of Kart and the front wing of Imri. We'll have to see if Imri picked up any form of damage from that.
I shouldn't think so. I think both cars will be alright for the minute. Fan and Landlord go side by side, 2 former champions going head to head. It's it's Fan who wins out this time. Imri's up there. Wisburn is also right behind these guys, looking to break in. Flying Duck back to P6. He's recovered his skids from the soft tyres, so he's all good again. BJ to the inside of maybe 2 cars there. He's taken Flying Duck. He looked for Wisburn as well there, Pope, but couldn't quite stick his nose in there in time. flying duck falls behind Grumio, fastest lap. He is on his way. Keep an eye out for that Williams.
Yeah, every driver here is going to have to remember, obviously fight the people that you're around you, but always look in the mirrors because you might see another Williams on soft tyres right behind you. Never know. But this battle between Flying Duck and BJ has been fantastic. Obviously, BJ, no slouch for fighting in a championship as well. Gave me a good run for the money in season 11.
Yep, there we go.
For that championship. But it just shows you the caliber of drivers on this grid is absolutely incredible, and that's why we see some fantastic battles.
PJ Khaled time penalty there to his name. Grumio closing on JB now, looking for P13. No DRS just yet. Badman is there. Oh, very late dive from the Williams. Almost comes across the Aston Martin. JB can switch right back and go back again. James gets loose on the exit, and he could see that rampant Williams charging towards his mirrors as he run towards the left-hander. But James got his hands full taking Badman, and Grumio might look to take Badman too. It'd be a double whammy for the Mercedes if he can pull it off. Oh, contact in front of them.
PJ
Car around
that braking zone a little bit and hitting
Websy. Oh, big shove, and that's several cars out. Shane and Websy come together. Another safety car on lap 11.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Shane. Really couldn't do anything, and for Websy as well, who was spun round and sat like a sitting duck, just seeing all these cars fly past. Yeah, PJ seemed to miss his braking zone, tapped the rear end of Websy in that incident, and spun them both round. It's unfortunate for all those drivers involved. But this is like Cottonelle pit from those medium tyres. Very, very different strategy there, I'm seeing. And Landlord in the pits as well to get rid of those 10-lap-old hards.
So 3 cars now at the race. Those cars being Websy, Shane, and Curtis. I'm just looking back briefly through the archives of of last season's streams, because this feels all too similar to a moment from the title decider in last season's race. I'm going to quickly just have a check here as Imri retakes the lead, Cottonelle down to 7th and Fan in 2nd as of right now. But I'm just going to have a quick look at this clip. Just bear with me a second. And I'm getting almost get a sense of deja vu. Nearly. Because, I mean, last season, Websy went around midway through the 2nd sector and ended up retiring in almost the exact same manner. And that, of course, put him down to 2nd place in the championship, allowed Fan to win the title.
Wow. That is script writing on another level. These script writers in RDL have been absolutely paid their bucks by the owner, no doubt. I mean, that was another Huggy Bear conspiracy, no doubt. I'm joking. Huggy Bear does not believe in conspiracy, to my knowledge. But I just wanted to mention Huggy Bear. But yeah, that's actually very interesting. What else is interesting as well? 2 Williams now both outside the points paying positions. That's keeping that Constructors battle alive, and Wisburn in P3 is making the absolute most of it.
Indeed, but of course those 2 Williams cars are both on fresh tyres. Grumio's pits, he's going to go to the end on those. Landlord, I think, I mean, given his ability to run tyres as long as they can go, could potentially get to the end, but I think the tyre wears hit us a lot more than some of these guys might have expected. The soft tyre run for the first few laps, I think, proved that claim. I'm sure you'd agree with me.
No, 100%. Yeah, I was questioning the idea to go on the softs that little bit, and yeah, I think it's really just not helped out at all. And I think it's one of those risky decisions that sometimes pays off. I mean, I mentioned Tinky Winky many times on the stream before as a former teammate, a very good friend of mine, but he always went on the soft tyres, and whenever he had a good race, it would pay off so well for him. It was actually quite remarkable. It's something that I could never do.
Fair enough. Of course, yeah, Tinky Winky, fantastic driver back in the day. It's been a while since we've seen him in the league here. If anything, Pope, a random thought came to me. Anyone who is tuning into this stream for the first time, of course, without prior knowledge of the RDL, would hear you say that and assume that you were talking about some kind of dream you had where a Teletubby was your teammate.
Yeah, I do think about that sometimes. I mean, yeah, it's quite weird telling people, oh yeah, Tinky Winky, and it's like, I think was Tinky Winky the purple one?
Isn't he the purple? Yeah, purple one with the handbag, yes.
I think he was the purple Teletubby. Imagine a purple Teletubby driving 28 laps around Kota. Very, very bizarre.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it while Tinky Winky was in fact racing here. And it's given me a good laugh here, and that's to be honest.
There's been some funny memories of Tinky Winky. going back into the stream archives of Tinky Winky spinning around, not in RDL, a different league, spinning around on lap 1 before the first turn.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, I commentated that day. And you won the race that day as well. I remember that.
I did indeed.
What a day,
Anyway,
what a day
let's
that was.
let's get back to RDL.
Actually, before we do, how's that rosé coming?
That's a great question, mate. We've not really been a dead. I think we might have to chug a bit.
Okay, well, I'll let you do that, and then I'll focus on the task at hand here. Safety car in this lap, so Pope's got about 30 seconds before he's got to get back into it. Your order now as they run: Imrie in the lead, followed by Fan, then Wisburn P3. Again, that's enough for Red Bull to keep the constructors going for the minute. But of course, Williams needs Charles back through the field. BJ in 4th, Flying Duck in 5th place. Lucky Lambert up to 6th. He's been fantastic today in keeping Landlord at bay in the first part of the race. Cott 7th, he's the highest car on fresh tyres. And Alvar there in P8. Cotley Goblin 9th, PJ 10th, Landlord 11th, Badman 12th, JB 13th, Ethan 14th, Gaming James 15th, Gramil down in 16th, Red J 17th, Shane, Websy, Curtis all out of the race. We'll see how Imrie handles the restart here as he come through. Of course, Landlord went more or less going into the final corner. Imrie taking a bit of a wide line there through turn 19, trying to get a last bit of heat in those tyres, and he's gone for it. And that was genius. He's almost left Fan completely for dead there. What a restart from the Ferrari. He leads away from Fan, then Wisburn as he get underway here on lap 14, nearing the halfway stage of this Grand Prix. The sun is now out and shining here at the Circuit of the Americas, and we're back to racing. Cott making moves already. He's up the inside of Lucky Lambert, taking P6 away. And there goes Cotley Goblin on Alvar. Two old veterans going out to here, clashing for position number 8. Sorry, the last points playing place in the order. Alvar's on the inside. He's going to have it for the minute. But Cotley Goblin will come right back at him in the S's. It's very tight between them. These guys going back and forth across each other, side to side, darting across, trying to find a way through. Here comes Landon, trying to make a move if he can get there. Bit of contact, Landlord being held up. Both cars going deep. Double overtake from Landlord. Move up to P8 once again. What a move that was.
That was remarkable there from that Williams driver. And what a remarkable restart. Imrie had now over a second ahead of...
number of cars wide there.
Oh my lord, it's about 4 wide going into turn 11. That's a very late dive there by Red J.
And that was all over the shop. And Grumio is right in... He's right in the eye of the storm there. That was mad racing. Red J up into is in P10 for the minute. I can see them these guys come back at him though. Keep an eye out. I see a lot of lockup smoke going into the left-hander here. So Red J will defend the place for the minute. Gaming James, 3 seconds for corner cutting. Have a look at the penalties here at the halfway stage of this race. 6 drivers with 3 seconds. So those drivers being Cotley Goblin, JB, Gaming James, Ethan, PJ, and Alvar. Both Alpines there with penalties for both. Crucial, that could impact them later for a late safety car coming to play.
Oh, indeed, and obviously that Haas team is on the edge of scoring 1 point. Obviously, Cotley Goblin does have a time penalty, but is only 1 position away from scoring points. So yeah, very, very close in that constructors battle, and it'd be very, very close, I'm sure, to the end of the season. As Wisburn is passed by Cott on those medium tyres, another set of mediums, his second set.
Oh, Badman's falling in.
Badman retires, and there's another safety car.
Has he crashed? Pardon me. Has he crashed going into the pit lane? I think he has. I saw because he went wide in turn 19, and I saw him going in, and I turned away because I thought it would be a routine stop, but no. It appears he's crashed up a pit tree.
That's our third safety car of the day. I mean, it is a necessary one because obviously it's a crash blocking the pit lane entrance. But
well,
that's another. Like, as much as I love safety cars, like we've kind of exhausted a lot of talking topics on the race in the first 2 safety cars.
Yeah.
Mainly because they've come out 1 lap after each other, but. Once again, Imrie is now in a position of he needs to have that good of a restart once again on T110 P5. We'll have to wait and see.
And Fan saw what he did last time, so I imagine he's got to try something else this time around to try and get something else to win. He's got to try and bamboozle, hoodwink Fan in some way in order to get as good a restart as he got. I doubt he'll get as good a restart this time around because of what Fan saw him do. So I imagine he's got to just expect the unexpected. In terms of your championship stand, Wisburn, as of right now, is still doing enough to keep Red Bull up in the fight for the Constructors' Championship. Landlord there in P8. He's closed that gap from 1 point down to 14. Grimmer still there in P13. So, but of course, number of cars in front, which I imagine will still pit one more time, perhaps, for the end of the race. But no, I won't imagine anyone coming this time. Actually, no, scrap that. Everyone, it looks like we're seeing the whole field coming in. Cott stays out. He's made that second stop, so he doesn't need to worry too much. So those mediums, he can probably go. Sorry, the medium tires. He could be able to go to the end on those to get another safety car, perhaps. Winsburn stays out. Lucky stays out. Landlord stays out. Red J's out on the racetrack. Everyone else is coming in. Grumio, another set of tyres going on. It may change the set of mediums here, but has he got a set of mediums left? I believe he has, because
he does, yeah.
On a wing change too. He may have picked up damage there in that whole scuffle in the mid pack. So once again, our six-time champion finds himself at the foot of the order, the last of the running cars, with just 12 laps to go. And if he can come back now, this will be a comeback for the ages.
I mean, 4 pit stops for Grumio in this race. Absolute crazy. Majority of the field have got 2, but with Wisburn and Lucky and Landlord being the only ones on 1 stop, with a couple of, I think Gabe and James took 3 pit stops as well. So 4 pit stops for that Williams, sitting at the back of the grid. It's going to be real tough for Grumio to even fight near the top for this race, but it's not been a very clean race for Grumio. Really no fault of his own, but just unfortunate incidents and being caught up in a pack where he really does not want to be. As we see, Game and James spun round under the safety car. I think trying to light up those tyres, sliding with no grip. A big shame of that. And then obviously, we haven't done the biggest gainer.
We haven't.
The biggest dropper
I was about to say,
so far.
That. So the biggest gainer right now would be Red J, who's up into P5 right now. No penalty to his name, which will help him massively in the long run. I'm looking here. We still have 6 drivers who have penalties. That'll mean that in the case it comes down to a last-minute restart, then those 6 cars probably won't score points short of a lot of chaos in the late stage. So Red J, we've said earlier, this could potentially be his day. You never know. We'll have to wait and see there. And the biggest dropper has been Grumio, who's down 14, but he can make those all up. He hasn't got long to do it. Again, this could be a comeback for the ages in our 100th RDL stream on the channel.
This could be fantastic. I am so excited for these last, probably 12 laps. I couldn't even predict a winner. If you had to predict, Zach, who would you say? But I don't think I even could.
Honestly, I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to take a very quick shot in the dark, if I can. I'm going to go with Wisburn. He's my underdog for the day. He's been up there throughout the race. Strategy has sort of played into his hands. I reckon he could take those hard tyres to the end. It'd be a struggle, but he could take them to the end. And if he can get the right form in the last 10 laps or so, then I could see him standing on top of the podium. You never know. This race has been crazy so far. Anyone could still win this thing. What about you? Who are you going for? You going safe, or are you going to be?
I don't even know. I'm generally clueless. I mean, all the strategies are so different from each other, and it's like I know a lot of them are on mediums, but the different tyre lives on these tyres are crazy. I mean, further up the grid, you've got people on 5-lap all mediums, 2 on the hard tyres in the top 8, and then the rest of them are all on 1-lap all mediums. It's gonna be really close. I'm not too sure.
Anyone could still do it. It's going to be very tense. We're going to have 11 laps overall to go. I imagine we get going this time. Have to wait and see. Grumio there, P15. He's on our eye on here. Because he again, that number placed in that last restart, but of course, that challenge hit a wall very quickly. No, I mean, this could have big championship implications, Pope. I mean, as of right now, where does this put Landlord in the standings? You have to use your math skills this one.
Oh my lord! So 10, 8, 7. Does it go 10, 8, 6 or 10, 8, 7?
10, 8, 6, I believe.
I don't even know. I don't even know the point system. This is terrible. It's 10, 8, 6, 5. So he's got 5 points. 10-point difference between Grumio and Landlord right now.
Oh, that is close.
So that is very close. So that's 1 race win. 3 races left. We'll have to wait and see.
Because that gap could be slowly just drawn in over a number of races rather than a win just bringing it all together like we've seen with certain drivers in the past. Cott will lead us in the restart this time. We were expecting an Imri and Fan restart once again. We don't have to worry about this time around. Cott, what's he got lined up? We've had 3 different drivers lead us to restarts today. Now, that's quite a rarity in the RDL. Typically, we have a long-time leader for these sort of things. But again, he's done the same sort of thing, but just didn't go as low on the racetrack. So Cott leads away, from Wisburn, then Lucky Lambert. Lucky Lambert at the podium place there. Peep that from the Aston Martin. Could be big points in today with JB and P6 with that penalty. 11 laps to go. Red J and JB getting right to it there. No holds barred for those two into turn 1. There goes Fan to the inside of the Flying Duck as well. The two McLarens almost running nose to tail on the exit of the corner. Fan jumping in front from quite a distance back. That's why he's the reigning champion. Oh, around he goes!
Ooh.
And I may have commentated cursed Fan. Oh, sorry, that was BJ, sorry. I do apologise. I was about to say I may have almost commentated cursed Fan in real time. But, oh, another yellow there. And that is Lucky Lambert around. And okay, so that was commentator's curse.
That is definitely commentator's curse. Yeah, it's
I
unfortunate for Lucky and BJ. Both hitting spins on this first lap, and Fan is ahead of Imri. I think Imri might have some damage, dropping a couple positions here, trying to defend off from Ethan, pushing Ethan in that Alpine a little wide. But this is looking really, really good for Fan now. Really good for Fan. Fantastic
indeed for Fan. Reggie up to P4 right now, holding off JB. That Chaos Renton was gaining 2 extra places. Landlord in P3 has got away by a second and a half. What a restart from Alfa Romeo there. Of course, only a few more races for them as Alfa Romeo, as they obviously convert back to Kick Sauber for next season, for season 17, which is on the horizon. And Red J and JB going at it once again here as I go through the right-hander. JB around the outside. Can he pull that one off? He can pull that one off. Great move there from the Aston Martin. JB has been on it today. That penalty, a minor blip, but he is really on the gas today, holding nothing back and looking for some more points for Aston Martin.
Ooh, big slide there from JB out of turn 20. Commentator's curse, really unfashion. I don't think we can talk about a certain driver here. See, Landlord and Wisburn fighting going into turn 1. Can Landlord keep it in there? Ooh, bit of wheel banging there from the lack of grip from those hard tyres. It's going to be really close to the S section. I think Wisburn's got to back out. He does.
And speaking of Williams cars, Pope, look who's there, lying in P8 already. That is your record champion, Salve Grumio, who is on the move here and looking to try and find us out around these next 3 cars. 2 of whom are Ferraris. First move, there he goes on Fan. That pushed in front of the champion.
Great move.
And now, bit of contact there potentially between the 2 Ferrari drivers. Grumio getting right to work, braking a lot later to get himself as close to Imri as he can be. Practically, close to Reggie, practically shoving the Ferrari there through the left-hander. DRS not in play just yet. He won't need it for the minute. He goes overtake on. Both cars overtake on, but Reggie, that red light is flashing on the Ferraris. Flying Duck goes to move on Fan behind him. Around the outside of Reggie.
Oh my lord.
2 places now for Grumio into P6. Landlord's in P2 now, but Cott is pulling away.
This has been absolutely incredible from Grumio in these last things. He's ablaze. Absolutely blazing through.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Fantastic. That's a good little reference there. If you get it, leave it in the comments below. But could try and make a move on JB. Contact there.
I doubt JB would be happy with that.
Makes that move. Yeah, JB will not be happy with that, especially after such a great restart JB's had. But now it's Imri and Grumio back at it again. A story we've seen a lot this season, especially towards the end of the season. So be interesting to see how easy Imri tries to give up the position. I doubt it will be very easy.
I doubt it too. In terms of his team at Red J's case, penalty to his name, remember that. That's the crucial factor as it stands. So that'll push him down out of the points at the minute. Almost everyone behind him has a penalty. The 2 drivers who don't, or aside from Fan, it would be BJ and Lucky, both of whom are beyond 3 seconds back from him. So as it stands right now, he needs Fan to get a penalty, but otherwise it might not matter because Fan might try and get him here on the outside. He's going to get him on the outside. There goes Fan charging through. Double whammy, potentially PJ. Oh, PJ a bit wide there. And that opened the door for Gaming James to go for it too. Big scrap going on here. Oh, Red J goes across Fan with a switchback. And oh, there goes James as well. James with a 3 wide switchback. We haven't seen that in quite a while, Pope. Good move from the Rebel. Perhaps a bit of argy-bargy on the way through, though. A lot of DRS here. This is going to get very, very tight indeed. Everyone be nice and careful going into here, but by all means, race each other. 3 wide into the corner. And Fan gets away with the worst of it. He's down to P11 now, Pope. It's been a quite dramatic fallback for the reigning champion. He wasn't the points for laps to go. And we're on lap 20 now. There's only 8 laps to go when Cott crosses the line. He's 3 seconds to the good of a Landlord. And Grumio is there in P4 as well and chasing a Ryan Imri for 3rd.
Yeah, they've both got past Wisburn and they are absolutely pushing these tyres to the limits. But I've never seen driving like this. Like, this track just oozes quality all through it. and that free wide split back from Gavin James was absolutely remarkable. But Grumio ahead of Imrie now. Imrie not really able to do much, but you can see that red light flashing on the back of Grumio's car. So under that 10% of ERS might come into fruition later on, but those 4-lap fresher tyres, he's on the charge.
And that comeback I talked about a few laps ago could still come to fruition. Have to wait and see. A safety car could, of course, change matters. Everyone would look for soft tyres and go for a charge towards the line. But as of... Oh, Alvar off the circuit for a second there. Unsure if there was contact with anyone. Didn't quite catch if there was. P15 for the AlphaTauri right now. His teammate up there in P7 with that penalty to his name. I imagine Fan will jump up and perhaps claim a point or two. It may be that Flying Duck ends up with the last point on the board. Have to wait and see there. We'll have to keep an eye on the penalty situation. As of right now, everyone's still got 3 seconds. Save for JB's got 6. So JB will, chances are, jump out the points as Imrie gets back around Grumio. And this could be where things start to perhaps fall apart, or at least hit a brick wall for the Williams driver, because Imrie is one of those guys who, against this driver, will not give up a fight at all. As long as he can stay on it, he'll be right there, hounding and putting pressure on Grumio and keeping at bay until the checkered flag as he races for that podium place.
Exactly. I mean, he can still get P3 in the championship. I think P3 is pretty much secure for Imrie. P2 is a little bit out of stretch, but he's not that far off Landlord, so any point gain will be crucial for Imrie.
I'm looking at here. Cott's actually closer to him than he is to Landlord. It's just 10 points separating those guys after their 1-2 finish last week. And Cott will bring that within 10 as it stands with the win at this time round, should he finish the job. And he's been waiting for that win for a little while, hasn't he? Of course, shuffled back in Japan, beaten out narrowly by Imrie last week. And this will be third time lucky as he looks for his second win of the season. At least I think it's his second win. I will just check that. He's still waiting on that one win from Austria. Yes, he is. So, because looking for that second win, of course, looking to go unbeaten here at the Circuit of the Americas. It would be quite impressive indeed, as Reze gets another penalty.
Yeah, I think Cott absolutely loves this track, and it is shown remarkably. I mean, yeah, obviously won it last season and is looking to win it this season, but what we are looking at now is Imrie closing dramatically on Landlord. Will Landlord defend from Imrie to allow Grumio past? We'll have to wait and see. We'll see Grumio try and make a move around the outside of Imrie. Is he able to do it? Yes, he is. Incredible. Able to close off that move even before the corner finishes. Incredible there by that Williams driver.
And speaking of Williams, as of right now, they're back in position to clinch the Constructors' Championship with Wisburn there in P5. It's just not enough right now. He's got Flying Duck for company just behind him there. Keep an eye on these two. We could see these guys go toe-to-toe for the next 6 laps as Flying Duck looks for a way outside. He's going to go for it here through the right-hander. Can he find a way through? Can't quite do it for the minute. Wisburn holds him at bay. So it's action stations for the Bull cars as it stands. Of course, AlphaTauri and other team are going to switch only a few more races before they become RB for next season. That'll be exciting to watch indeed. Fan getting back around JB here. Of course, Fan looking at points as it stands, regardless of where he finishes, if he's in P9, if it's higher or lower, because all those cars don't have penalties. And BJ has no penalties too. If he can close up to that train, he could potentially nab some points himself.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very good for both McLarens to try and get some points from that. And yeah, it's a very, very close train, so just need to get on Ethan and then try and push as fast as can as Flying Duck makes that move past Wisburn, almost cementing that Williams Constructors Championship, which has just been on the horizon since pretty much race like 1 for this team. And it's going to be a great day in that Williams garage, no doubt. But Imrie's still there, Imrie's still fighting, but it's going to be rather hard for that Ferrari driver to deal with 2 Williams cars.
Of course, the same Williams team that came to the last round with Websy last season and just missed out on the Drivers' Championship. Look to end their wait on this game with Constructors as Grumio making a move on Landlord, because of course there is still a Drivers' Championship to win Pope, I remind you. And there goes Imrie, perhaps looking to throw a bit of a spanner in the works of both these two cars here as he hunts a podium finish in the late stages. Imrie in the middle of a sandwich here. Grumio still at bay. Landlord holding on for second right now, and Cott will not be concerned in the slightest about what's going on behind him as he's pulling away towards the second win of the season, but he's still got 5 laps to go. So plenty of time, Pope, for things to change. A safety car could potentially bunch us all up again and stack them all up. We go one more time.
Indeed, indeed. There's still a long way to go in this race, even though the laps have been absolutely flying by. I do have to say, maybe that's that Rose hitting. I'm not too sure.
No. I'm feeling it too, to be honest.
Fantastic.
So it's not just you. Yeah, you haven't drunk that much. It's half bolt, Pope. You're not gonna you're not going to feel much of that, if I know you. Anyway.
I mean, that is true. That is true.
Off topic. We carry on. As I see Wisburn and Flying Duck, they're still fighting it. It's great to watch. And behind them, PJ and Fan are side by side through turn 2. Keep an eye on these guys now as they make their way through towards the S's. It looks like PJ has to back out of that. Fan back in P8 for the minute. I have to keep watching these guys. It's all going on here in these late stages. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, this is just really, really enjoyable racing, and it just shows the caliber of talent here in RDL. And I love watching the racing, especially when we have a full grid. Obviously, with 4 DNFs, unfortunate to those that have not finished this race, but it's just incredible to watch the drivers here. I'm so excited to be back on the grid next season.
Would you rather be watching or driving? That was my next question.
Driving it, to be honest with you. I mean, I've absolutely missed it with all my heart. As much as I love commentating with you, I'm a driver at heart.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're very Martin Brundle-esque about that. Anyway, we'll push on here. We'll enjoy you while you're still here. Wisburn is still chasing Flying Duck, but behind him, Gaming James is pushing his way past both these two cars here. He's gotten around them. I can't tell if he's been defending from them or if he's gone around them. But regardless, these two behind him, Fan and PJ, are really giving the business against each other right now. Neither one of them giving an inch here. We've only got 4 laps to go. And crucially, right now, it's still 4th place for Grumio. He can't find a way around these two cars. Imri may look for second, which will help Grumio's case in the long run, because of course that means 2 less points for Landlord's gain. As of right now, that's 3 points going towards the championship. That'll bring the championship down to 12. So it would be in Landlord's favour today to gain points. He needs to keep Imri at bay though, and perhaps hope that something goes on with Cott in front. Because if that became a race for the win, all of a sudden we have a whole different ballgame on our hands.
I mean, 13 lap all mediums. It's getting quite a lot for those medium tyres. I mean, the softs died around lap 7. So we could see those medium tyres on the front 2 cars. And P10 and 11 of JB and Ethan really, really struggling in these last few laps. We'll have to wait and see though.
Wait and see, we will indeed. It looks like Flying Duck's pulling away from Wisburn for the minute, so it looks like the battle might also be over. Wisburn's on those 17-lap old hard tyres, and those will be screaming out as Imri taking Landlord now for second place. Imri up in front, Cott locking up, but he's still 3.7 in front, and now I think Imri will look to pull away and let the two teammates and title rivals go wheel to wheel for those next few points in the order. If Imri can pull away, he'd love to try and do that and let these guys score behind him. But I have to wait and see, because I imagine these guys have the pace to keep up with them without doubt.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but yeah, like I say, we'll have to wait and see what the Williams do. They might have team orders and let Grumio through. Obviously not what Landlord wants, but Grumio's on those fresher tyres, on those faster tyres. So it'll be interesting to see if they do let Grumio through without too much fighting from Landlord. I'm not too sure though.
These guys narrowly closing the gap to Cott. The gap's down to about 3.2 seconds now. But Cott 3 laps away from his win, from his second win. He's been waiting for it for a little while, as I've been saying, waiting for that retribution for the last few weeks, which have been rough for him. Obviously not in terms of points scored, but the fact that there were wins on the line there, and he just couldn't finish the job just due to either circumstances out of his control or just last week just being outdone by Imri. But it looks like this week he's outdoing the Ferrari in second place. These guys going 1-2 for the second week in a row as it stands right now. And the Williams, of course, 2.5 laps away from a Constructors' Championship they've been waiting for quite a while.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, we've been expecting it, but yeah, not many more laps now until they can seal that fate for the rest of the field. But yeah, Williams, like you say, last season got so close to the Drivers' Championship. It's very, very good for them. They've been absolutely on it in this game. So with both sets of driver pairings, so it'd be good retribution for them, no doubt. Great
to see. Imri looks to be just out of reach for Landlord right now. He'll keep trying to push it, but he can't push too much because remember his tyres are 4 laps older than Grumio's, and no doubt they'll start to feel the effects. Gaming James passing Fan here. These guys side by, a bit of contact. They go side by side for P7. Fan is there on the inside. The hand goes up in frustration in the cockpit of the reigning champion as PJ looks trying to get back in the fight too if he can get close enough. Can't go do it. Contact again. James on the inside. These two will not give an inch to each other as they run towards the right hand of it. This must end well surely for both drivers. Around the outside goes James. Contact again. The tyres banging once more. Neither one of these two giving up. Have to be very careful. More contact. These guys, I keep saying these guys, but they're just not giving up. Neither one of them giving an inch here. 2 laps to go. Someone's got to take P7. Who's it going to be?
I think it's going to be PJ right behind. Gets a fantastic run Fan having to defend. Will PJ make a move?
He lifts for turn 1, smart.
In line.
Oh,
yeah,
contact again.
Great exit here. Oh, just unable to do it. But these, Fan and James absolutely push each other to the limits. It's gonna be, you're gonna have to keep it very clean, lads. You're gonna have to keep it clean to make sure you finish.
And as it stands right now, Fan is guaranteed for P7 just because of the fact that the cars in front, or cars behind him rather, have penalties. Or all the next 4 behind him have penalties to their name. But right now, it's just for pride on the line, right as it stands. And I might add that final point because JB is. Well, no, sorry, they've all got 6 seconds. This could go with Ethan, as a matter of fact. Perhaps even BJ. I'll have to have a look at this.
I'm having a look at the Williams drivers just collided. Sorry to interrupt you, Zach, but
Grimmy penalty.
Penalty from that collision.
And that's big.
Landlord. That is big. I'm not too sure if that will get removed, but
contact. Wisburn and Flying Duck.
It's all kicking off now in his last couple laps.
Wisburn switchback.
Flying Duck goes really deep. And like you say, Wisburn gets that switchback move. It's all kicking off in these last few laps.
I'll tell you who's unaffected by the Cott and Imrie. Those guys are long gone. Cott leads Imrie by 2.9 seconds as they say in America, they come to the white flag for 1 more lap to go here in the United States Grand Prix. Cott looks for win number 2 on the campaign. Imrie in P2. Lalo now P3. And that looks to be set for the race unless Imrie can pull 3 seconds on him in a lap, which I think not even he can do at this point.
No, it's going to be really tight here, but Grumio does get that move on Landlord and is going to try and push away as much as possible, but obviously this is all provisional before Stewart, so I'm sure with a few incidents there may be some penalties removed or penalties added. We'll have to get back to you next week on that, but this has been an outstanding race. What a race to have as the 100th race Zach Arcee's commentated on.
It's been brilliant stuff. I mean, personally, I would have loved a late safety car restart, everyone soft tyres to decide it all, because those are always fun. But it's very similar to perhaps NASCAR's overtime, if you will, in the closing laps of the Grand Prix. I think back to Mexico, which had a fantastic finish last year, which is only the next race. We'll be here for race 101 next week, which will be the start of the next 100 if I'm here for that long, which I hope I am, because it's been fantastic these first 100, and Cott will be the one to take the victory on the milestone occasion. It comes through. I want to say it was now from 1-2 the last time we, in that very first race. I want to say that's true. In that very first reverse grip finale in Brazil, and now 100 races later, Cott is coming through the last couple of corners to seal a win for Alfa Romeo. That'll push him closer to Imrie in the race for P3 in the Constructors' Championship, in the Drivers' Championship. It's been a rough few weeks for Cott, but he rounds the final corner to win the 100th Grand Prix on the channel and the United States Grand Prix of Season 16. Imrie second, Lando will clinch third, but Grumio in fourth, and that means that Williams are your Season 16 Constructors' World Champions. Fantastic job, congratulations to them on a stellar campaign. Wisburn in the end wins out with Flying Duck. He comes on P5. Flying Duck may score points. Can he score his first points? I think he might just do it, only just. He will do it, rather. C110P Fan 6th, Flying Duck 7th. It looks like Gaming James will take the last point unless BJ say he does. BJ narrowly, by just under a 10th, takes the last point on offer. Gaming James 9th, PJ Caledon 10th, Ethan 11th, JB 12th, Courtney Goblin 13th, Lucky Lambert 14th, Alvar 15th, and Red J across the line 16th. But Cott is your winner today. What a race that was. Race 100, definitely delivered, Pope.
Oh, undoubtedly. And yeah, huge congratulations to, first of all, Cott, who gets his second race win of the season, and to the Williams team, wrapping up that Constructors title. Absolutely fantastic on both parts. And Imrie as well, don't forget Imrie, sitting on that podium. Great result for that Ferrari driver.
Brilliant to see indeed. What a Grand Prix that was. I'm very, very pleased how that one turned out. And I'm just confirming here, just quickly, just to make sure I got my facts right there. It was an Alfa Romeo 1-2. It was BJ who won the very first race on this channel. It's Cott who wins the 100th, and both of them in Alfa Romeos. Fantastic stuff. It's been a brilliant Grand Prix. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Cott wins. Imrie second. Landlord third. That Grumio penalty changed everything in that late stage. The gap down to 14 points in the Drivers' Championship. Only down by 1 today, but that one could be crucial come next few weeks. Mexico, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, your reverse grip for 9th round of the season. Pope, we're in for a mega last 3 rounds. As one championship's over, one more still to be decided.
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy last 3 races, no doubt. And yeah, very excited to see what's going to happen on the horizon here in RDL season 16. Very excited, and like I say, real well done for you for doing this for 100 times over. It's absolute crazy feat.
When I keep getting races like that, then you give me more and more reasons to come back and do it every single Monday. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and already we have our interviews getting underway. Cot, welcome to the commentary box. Win number 2 on the board, mate. Congratulations. You've won the 100th Grand Prix on the channel. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, especially after that tough of a race. Pushing to my limits just to be able to keep the gap.
Does this one mean any more to you, given that, of course, how the last few weeks have gone? Of course, shafted in the late stage in Japan, podium in Singapore, beaten narrowly by Emery last week. Is this one a bit more special than the rest of them?
Definitely. It's all been building up just for this special event. Got to put it on top of the 100th race as well.
And we were just discussing this on the stream. You are of course the next 9 Alfa Romeo Grand Prix winners in this league, but Alfa Romeo were the winners of the first RDL Grand Prix streamed on this channel, and you've just won Race 100 in the exact same car, which has to go for something. Huggy Bear, if you're in the stream once again, by all means, conspiracy theory, have at it, mate. I'll give up at this point. But yeah, because a lot of safety cars today, Cop. How did you find handling that? Because of course strategy came into play massively in the second half of the race.
Yeah, I was originally going to do a hard medium, but the safety car came out early, and I was thinking this just screwed me right over with them being able to go to the hards to the end. So I thought I'll go medium soft, but then yet again another safety car came out and everyone else was on hards. I'm thinking I'm going to put onto the mediums. They could go the race distance I needed them to go, and just try to get through the pack as fast as I can to keep up with Imre, and then hopefully we could have a battle to the end.
Fair enough. Looking at things... Sorry, go on.
So, but there's another safety car. I was hoping that people didn't pit, and a lot did pit, but there was some that didn't pit, especially Landlord helped me out a lot with holding up Imre and Romeo.
He did a brilliant job there indeed. Of course, I did want to ask you, of course, that last safety car restart, of course, the one you led away from, did you get any inspiration from Imre at all as to how to handle that? Because you did almost the exact same thing he did in the restart.
First, when he done his restart, I didn't see it. I'd say too far back, but I thought I've got fresher tyres than everyone else. I just need to go for it as fast as I can, build that gap up. Try, like I said, build the gap up from Imre so I know I could keep my distance with him.
Fair enough. Speaking of Imre, of course, a second 1-2 finish in a row for you guys. And that brings the gap down in the championship between you guys to just 8 points. So, of course, you gained 2 more on Imre today. Is the race for third place still on? Can you still pip into the post?
Hopefully we can keep going this till the end, create a really good battle for the stream and for us two, to push each other to the limits as drivers.
Friendly rivalry there. And of course, 3 rounds to go. Mexico, Brazil, Abu Dhabi. Is there any track in particular you'd circle out for another win?
I'd have to say probably Abu Dhabi. I just really like that track. I don't know, I was able to get on the Pera earlier. I'm not sure, but I connect with that track well.
We'll have to look forward to that race when it may come, because I'm not sure we'll change it for the reverse grid finale to perhaps Brazil. We'll have to wait and see there. But congratulations on the win. This one's been a long time coming since Austria, and it's been over. I will say randomly, it's been, because I wasn't there for Austria, it's been over a season since I last seen you win. So it's been quite a while. So I'm pleased to see it happen for you here tonight.
Yeah, it's finally happened. Like I said, all been building up just to perfectly align with everything that's going on.
Excellent. I'm pleased you waited for me there. Much appreciated. Well, yeah, congrats on the win. Perhaps we'll see you back in here in the next few weeks as we close out the season.
Yeah, hopefully.
So that was our race winner then. Cot, who's always been a regular in these interviews, we do appreciate greatly. Pope, word of the race. What are we looking at here? What are we thinking? I've got a word in mind, but I'm not going to say it till you say yours.
No, I think you've got to do yours first. It's your 100th race.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the word I'm thinking is century.
I like that. That's very good.
Actually, so should we go century or centurion? What do you reckon?
Centurion.
Centurion.
It sounds posher.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, technically, I'm now an RDL centurion. I I've been to more races than I'm pretty sure at least half the starters in tonight's race. I want to say, but I'll probably be wrong on that fact. But there we go, Centurion. That is your word. Make sure to go down to the comments when the stream becomes a video, and type the word Centurion. If you've been here before, let us know your favourite RDL stream moment that you remember, and what you think of Pope's commentary, of course, because it's been a while since we got Pope commentary reviews, so we need to see some of those. Perhaps if we get one or two, we'll read them off in next week's stream, which will be Mexico. That'll be on the 20th of May. I was about to say March for a second there. Pope, anything more to add before we cap things off?
No, just thank you everyone for watching, of course, and yeah, huge congratulations to you, Zach, for hitting that 100 mark, and hopefully many more to come.
Did you finish the Rose in the end?
No, I couldn't do it.
Right, okay.
I've been trying to eat spicy noodles as well midway through the stream. My mouth's on fire.
I imagine. Okay, so yeah, I imagine you probably just go get some water. No worries, we'll make up for it next week. We'll do a shot, or you can do a shot tequila for us, and that'll bring us full circle, I think. Well, that'll be the end of tonight's stream, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have been here for any of the first 99 Grand Prix or for this one tonight, thank you so much for watching. The racing's been fantastic. The audience has been fantastic every single week, and I've always loved coming out here and doing these on Monday nights. It's just something nice to come home to at the start of the week and have something to look forward to, because I'm like Garfield. I don't really like Mondays too much, but this makes it a whole lot better, as it has done for the last 2.5 years or so. So thank you very much for watching. Again, whether this is Grand Prix 1 or Grand Prix 99 for you, thank you so much, and we'll see you for next week's stream. Good night, everybody. You have a good one.